Piers, too.
A lot to talk about tonight. The lottery, Beyonce's surprise, and the colour of Santa Claus. Yes, you heard me right. Let's get to the panel. Amy Holmes, anchor of the Hot List at theblaze.com. Heather Thomson, the founder and CCO of the Yummie by Heather Thomson. Our own Nichelle Turner, CNN entertainment correspondent. And Bill Wordy, the editorial director at Billboard. Bill, let's start with you. Beyonce. This dramatic moment last night. I was actually watching the cricket last night from Australia, with England and Australia battling away. Not something you will, any of you want to be talking about or have even heard of. And then suddenly it dropped. Beyonce, a new album, totally unannounced, a load of new tracks, 17 videos to go with it. Yeah. An extraordinary marketing ploy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an extraordinary marketing ploy, but listen, you can attract people's attention any number of ways. It ultimately comes very quickly back to, is this worth talking about? And Beyonce dropped an incredible album, you know, I mean, for a full calendar year, people kept thinking this album was coming. Normal pop stars, when they play the Super Bowl halftime show, when they do a big commercial deal with Pepsi, when they go on a big world tour, all things Beyonce did, that's when you put the album out. And so I personally think Beyonce did it just to silence the critics, because there was a lot of chirping, a lot of like, Beyonce doesn't know what she's doing, Beyonce's in trouble, why isn't this album coming out? And I mean, she dropped a bomb of perfection.
Timing-wise, she's also dropping it right before the holidays.
Yeah, biggest sales time of the year.
Absolutely.
Well,
so I think there's that.
Beyonce is always one step ahead of everybody else, isn't she? I mean, I had the pleasure of working for her for 4 years, and this is how she rolls. And it really is a sign of the times, isn't it? Because as launching an album, you know, people anticipate and wait for it. Well, it's just as exciting when she brings it out through social media. Everybody's talking about it anyway.
Well, you know, I've never had the experience before of listening to an album without first having a critic tell me whether it was good or bad, without first having the artist explain all the tracks.
Did you listen to it all last night?
I listened to every bit of it.
Is it a good album?
It's fantastic. It's incredible.
But Bill, I think Bill's right here, because Beyonce was facing some criticism for some of the lyrics in the songs that were leaking, and some of the things that people thought she would be doing. The direction she was going was Jay-Z having a negative effect. So I think people wanted to see, is Beyonce still the singer that we think she is?
Okay, let's turn to this bizarre story. So Megyn Kelly, who is apparently on some little watched cable news show on something called Fox or something. Let's watch what she had to say about Santa Claus and about Jesus Christ.
For all you kids watching at home, Santa just is white, but this person is just arguing that maybe we should also have a black Santa. But, you know, Santa is what he is. Just because it makes you feel uncomfortable doesn't mean it has to change. You know, I mean, Jesus was a white man, too.
You met him?
No. Let me start with you, Amy. I mean, this seems to me a bafflingly dangerous area for Megyn to go, because she's terrific at what she does, but not that controversial. Suddenly, we have to be told, apparently, that Santa and Jesus are white.
Well, newsflash, Santa is fictional. I don't know the races of his elves, but I imagine it's very multicultural.
Like a Benetton commercial.
Right, exactly. And as my mom put it to me today, everyone knows that Santa is your mom and dad, so whatever race they are, that's the race of Santa.
Right, you see, exactly right. There must be lots of kids who see Daddy dressed up as Santa. If they're in a black family, what are they now thinking?
Right.
You know, who is this imposter? And dare he be black?
Exactly. Who is she to tell us what our fantasies, what our religious beliefs should be? You know, don't they say that we're created in his image after all? So now God's a racist too? I mean, it's ridiculous.
But if you study the Bible, you also know in the book of Revelation, it says that Jesus had feet and arms and legs like burnished bronze and hair like white wool. So if you think about that, I don't know many white people.
If I recall, there is a Christmas song about, oh, little child of Bethlehem, and I've actually stood on the hill overlooking Bethlehem, and the plane ticket that took me to go there landed in the Middle East, in Israel. It didn't land in Scandinavia.
You know, you got to look at that segment, though, and that segment tells you everything you need to know. You've got 4 white people talking about blackness, and I think that's probably never going to end super well.
Please, the
whiteness of potential blackness. But I mean, listen. I saw someone forwarded me on Twitter the day after Mandela died. They had a panel on Fox News. It was Bear, his show. Right? They have a panel on Fox News, and it's 4 white people talking about the impact and the legacy of Mandela.
The conversation needs to be about inclusion. That's what we need to start talking about as a nation.
That's what the article was about in the first place that the author wrote. It was about, why can't my Santa be included, my version of Santa be included in what America or society.
But also, I mean, as Amy said, highly unlikely that Jesus was conventionally white. I mean, he's born 2,000 years ago in the Middle East. I mean, it just seems very unlikely. So, just from a pure factual point of view, I would say...
He could have been a waylaid Viking.
Finally, I had this great interview with a lottery winner earlier who was just so happy. It's so nice to see a happy lottery winner, isn't it? Have you all bought tickets? Has anybody bought a ticket?
I've been working.
That's not the answer I was saying. I bought a ticket today.
I'm gonna leave here and go buy one.
So you will all buy one, Amy?
It's Friday the 13th. Is that a good or bad omen?
What, you could make luck on
Make it
a
when
day
you
of
want
horrendous
to.
bad luck.
I'm gonna 4-4 for the 4 white anchors on Fox.
I don't play though. So is it just $1 or has it gone up?
I have no idea.
I don't know, but apparently Fox have already revealed it'll be a white winner.
You know what?
So that's what's going to happen. That's it. I'm sorry.
Shame.
Sorry to break that news on you. Listen, good to talk to you all. Great panel. Coming next, the one and only Tony Robbins is back, talking about how he's teaming up with a special young man